It's actually ridiculous how good this van is. And the fact that I have to say, you need to own this vehicle. You need to try it out. I am stressing that fact because it is just purely insanity. This is the Toyota Hiace Van DX from 2016. One of the latest cars or vehicles to be added to Gran Turismo 7, and one that no one really asked for, but it's something that we all needed. That's how good this van is. So, look, this vehicle, you can pick it up from Brand Central for 25,000 credits. The van is dirt cheap. It gives you no reason to not try it out. Now, the thing is, by the end of this video, you are going to want to try it out. I'm guaranteeing you that. Because look, after you spend 25,000 credits and you jump into a vehicle, you are going to experience or just have the thoughts of, you know what, I'm going to be wasting my time because the van is going to be slow. The handling is not going to be that great. Braking is also going to be a bit sketch. It's nothing that's really going to wow me or make me need to own this vehicle. And you are correct, because it is exactly that. The acceleration isn't good. The top speed isn't good. It's not the fastest thing out there. Look, it's not a Lotus. It is a van, a commercial van at the end of the day. So this is actually the 5th generation of the Toyota Hiace, and this is the base model, the basic grade version of this vehicle. And I mean, it's just a courier or commercial vehicle that's been such a success around the world, and that's all it is. So what is it doing in a racing game? That's the thing. With Gran Turismo 7, they love to throw in some quirky vehicles like this, but just because it's quirky doesn't mean it's good. Because when it comes to setting lap times in Gran Turismo 7, around Kyoto Driving Park, we are looking at lap times around the 2-minute 30-second mark, which is criminally slow. And that's due to the fact that the vehicle has a 2-liter inline 4-cylinder engine that produces 134 brake horsepower. Its front engine rear-wheel drive, it weighs 1,680 kgs. Wait, that's actually lighter than the new GTR. Okay, sidetrack. This thing only has a top speed of 88 miles per hour. That's 141.6 kilometers per hour, which is not that fast. It's not fast at all, and that's kind of the determining factor as to why it's not that good as a race car. However, that is until you decide to take it on over to a tuning shop, because once you do that, you can spend quite a bit of money to just beef up the standard engine by slapping on a turbocharger, just upgrading the internals of it, adding weight reduction. You are gonna improve the vehicle to now have 568 brake horsepower. I cannot make it up. That you can add so much power to the standard engine. It is ridiculous. And also, we bring the weight down to 1,243 kgs. We make it extremely lightweight, extremely powerful. And you know what's also mad about it is the fact that not only can we add such a degree of customization to the engine, but when it comes to visual customization, it has that too. Head on over to GT Auto, and the vehicle has a wide body kit. Then when it comes to the front bumper, well, we see we have 2 options that changes the front bumper. We aren't just adding lips, it completely changes the front end of the vehicle. Then we see it does a similar thing to the side, to the rear, and then we also have rear wing options. You can completely pimp out your Hiace to make it so unique and just make it different from the crowd. If you want to turn it into a full commercial vehicle, you can do that. If you want to turn it into a tuner vehicle, you can do that. The possibilities are endless. I mean, even when adding a roll cage, Type B and C will actually remove the seats in it to just give it a more race look to it, and we still have front grille customizations. To be, if not the only vehicle in Gran Turismo 7 that I know of to have hubcaps. It has steel wheels, because when you go to change the caliper color, you see it changing behind the steely, which is just absolutely nuts to show you how basic grade this vehicle is. But still, there's tons of liveries for you to try on. But look, where you are gonna see the most change is now when you take this vehicle fully upgraded back onto circuit, because this vehicle is rapid. Like, I spun out a few times driving this vehicle. It's so aggressive, it puts the power down, you travel so much faster, it's so unexpected, it gets your adrenaline pumping. And the thing is, with the way I had it set up initially, it was so sketchy to drive. I mean, under braking, the vehicle almost like locked up. It was just so all over the place. I mean, trying to just accelerate, and the rear end, you're trying to save it and it chucks you about, and it's just like, what is this? This isn't even the same vehicle I drove initially. It's completely different. It's changed my perspective of what the Hiace does. It's nutty. The fact that the Hiace is just so much faster now. It puts the power down. Yes, and you have to fight with it to really keep it in line, because it's so all over the place at times. But that again is down to my tuning. You can set this up and have a proper race car with the Toyota Hiace. And I mean, look, with me now still having sketchy driving styles and not really setting a perfect lap, I still ran a 1 minute 49 second lap around Kyoto Driving Park. Now, that may not be competitive, it's not a 135 or quicker, but it's still so much faster than standard. I mean, the car ran a 2 minute 30 second lap stock, and now we're running a 1 minute 50s. But what if I said we can still improve upon this? Because with the car coming to a game, they said, yeah, we're gonna give you 500 horsepower, but wouldn't it be better if we could even double that 500 horsepower? Because we can now head on over to GT Auto and slap on an engine swap, and not any old engine swap, but the LS7 of the Subaru BRZ drift car. That is gonna cost you 300,000 credits, and it's gonna give you 1,037 brake horsepower with just that engine swap. That is ridiculous amounts of power coming in to the Toyota Hiace. And I mean, the fact that we're struggling with 500 odd brake horsepower, putting in 1,000 is gonna be sketchy. That's the easiest way to say it. But it doesn't end there, because we can still head on over to the tuning shop, add an ultra high RPM turbocharger, which will then add another 200 horsepower to the vehicle and just bump the power up to 1,232 brake horsepower, and the vehicle is under 1,300 kgs. We are almost at a 1-to-1 power to weight ratio in a Toyota Hiace. That is absolutely nutty. Now, I thought there's going to be no chance I'm going to be able to drive this vehicle. It's just going to be all over the place, an absolute pain, and it's going to be a living nightmare. However, when I went in and tuned this vehicle, I was absolutely blown away by the fact that the Toyota Hiace was handling this level of power. I was taken back by the fact that we were now traveling at almost 300 kilometers per hour, coming up to the first corner, slamming on the brakes, and just going around the circuit. The rear end was not lighting up. I was not having to save it going through corners. Under braking, it wasn't sketchy. It handled the 1,200 horsepower better than it handled the just over 500 horsepower. And that's all down to tuning. That just means my first setup was extremely bad, because I mean, the fact that it's handling so much power and you can go this fast in a Toyota Hiace is something I never thought I'd see in Gran Turismo 7. The vehicle is so fast, it puts the power down, it handles the power, and you can set consistent fast lap times. Around Kyoto Driving Park, I found my fastest lap time to be a 1 minute 32 second lap. As I always say, a 1 minute 35 or quicker is a competitive vehicle. This is a competitive vehicle, ladies and gentlemen. And you know what's still mad to me? With a wide body kit, racing soft tires, 1200 horsepower, it comes in at a performance points rating of under 600 performance points. How is that even possible? How are we able to get such performance from a vehicle that is sub 600 performance points? It's absolutely nutty, it's mental, and if you haven't tried it out, you need to. I mean, there's clips of people traveling over 350 kilometers per hour with a Toyota Hiace. A Toyota Hiace should not be able to do this. At the end, it's a van. It's a van at the end of the day. Why is it this fast? How is it this fast? Am I complaining? Absolutely not. I want to see more of this come to Gran Turismo 7. This is what it's about. It's absolute memes. It's so much fun, and this is just the fun. Whoever that dev is that decide, you know what, let's do this. Shouts out to you. You're probably never gonna see this video, but I'm just so amazed and blown away about how this vehicle actually works. It functions, and it's really good. And if you haven't tried it out, I highly recommend you do, because it's just a fantastic vehicle to be behind the wheel of, and I loved every single minute of it. So if you're still on the fence about buying the Toyota Hiace or trying it out, you're doing yourself a disfavor. You need to try it out. You need to get it now. Stop what you're doing now. Go get the Hiace and just test it out. It's so amazing. Plus, too, my tune's gonna be at the end of the video if you're looking for a stable setup that I found that works for me. So, with that being said, let me know your thoughts on this engine swap Toyota Hiace. And with this being said, I will catch you guys in the next video. Peace.